Yes, hello everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible to everyone? Okay. Okay. Hello guys. My name is Pranshu Rathor, and I work as a technical trainer for Selected.com. Right. May I know that where are you from and what are you doing currently? What are your qualifications? Can you all guys just write in the chat box so let us see where are you from and what are you studying currently? Project files for practice. Yes, I'll give you the code at the end of this session. BSc CS Kanpur BTech. Okay. Fresher pursuing BCA Delhi. Okay. BTech second year. West Bengal BCA student. BTech fourth year. Yes, nice to meet you, Rahul. Okay, MCA, BTech, BCA, BCA, BE, BCA. Right. Okay, I can see that majority of you are from technical background, right? Right, engineering, BCA, BSc in computer science. Yes, hello, Yuvraj. Nice to meet you. Telangana, BTech third year. Okay, you will get the certificate after finishing this session. Okay. So when you complete this session, you will be given a quiz link, and on that quiz link, you have to give a quiz, and after passing that quiz, you will get your certificate. Okay, sir, what are the things you are teaching today? Okay, okay. Let us talk about the today's agenda. Okay, what we are going to do. So let me just create one whiteboard for you, so that everything will be clear and visible. Right. Just give me a moment. Yes, so I'm sharing my screen. So just confirm whether my screen is visible or not to everyone. Yes, hello, Ujesh. Okay, all of you guys who have doubts regarding their careers or what we have to do after graduation, for that we will keep a dedicated 15-minute slot at the end of this session. Okay, so we will discuss all your doubts in that 15 minutes. Right. Okay, you want this session to be in Hindi or English? May I know your language preferences? How long is this session? It will be around 1 hour 15 minutes to 1 hour 25 minutes. Hindi, English, both. English, Hindi. Okay, I will use both the languages. Okay, don't worry. So whether if you know English or if you know Hindi, you will understand everything. Okay, I'm comfortable in both the languages. Yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so let us see about the today's agenda, what we are going to do today. Okay. So before starting, let us just have a brush up on what we are going to implement. Okay, so if you are doing engineering, or if you are doing BCA or MCA, then you might have heard about the client and server model in the computer network subject, right? So we are going to discuss a little about client and server model, what it is and what we are going to do, right? So client and server model. Okay, so we have a client. Client is also known as the front end. Okay, front end of the application. Then we have a server, also known as the back end of the application, right? So we have one back end. So we have a front end, we have a back end. Okay, these two components both are different. ओके हमारे पास एक फ्रंट एंड होता है एप्लीकेशन का, ठीक है, जहां पर यूजर काम करता है, और हमारे पास एक बैक एंड होता है जहां पर हम यूजर को चीजें ला कर देते हैं, हमारा जो भी यूजर मांग रहा है। ओके, so you can request resources from the client to the server, okay, in the form of request. So we generally send request to the servers. Okay, I have forgot one more component, that is known as the APIs. Okay, so in between we have APIs. So what are APIs? APIs are the interfaces, okay, application programming interfaces, which connects your front end and the back end. So API is the key to integrate your front end and back end, right? So from client we send our request to the APIs, and APIs take our request, go to the server, and server talks to some databases, right? We have some databases also. So here I will write DB. So then backend requests some data from the database. Then database gives the data back to the server. Then server give the data to the APIs, and APIs gives the data to back to the client. So this is the general workflow of a full stack application. ओके, मैं एक बार हिंदी में बता देता हूँ। क्लाइंट होता है एक, क्लाइंट से हम रिक्वेस्ट भेजते हैं एपीआईज के थ्रू। एपीआईज जो है सर्वर तक रिक्वेस्ट लेकर जाती हैं, और फिर बैकएंड से हम डेटाबेस पर रिक्वेस्ट भेजते हैं कोई भी डेटा के लिए। डेटाबेस सर्वर को वो डेटा दे देता है, सर्वर एपीआईज को वो डेटा पहुंचा देता है, और एपीआईज वापस क्लाइंट पर वो डेटा पहुंचा देते हैं। ओके, सो यही एक चलता रहता है फुल स्टैक एप्लीकेशन के पीछे, राइट? Okay, you can also imagine this scenario as a hotel management system, right? So we have a client, we have dining area, right? So dining area is our client, is our front end where user visits and eats the food in a hotel. APIs are the waiters. Okay, so waiters take orders from the dining area and takes the order to the kitchen. So we have a server, that is our kitchen. Okay, then we have a pantry, right, where all the ingredients are stored. So you can also imagine this scenario like this. So we give order from the dining area, waiters take our order from the dining area, waiters take the order to the kitchen. Okay, kitchen, in kitchen there is one chef who will prepare your dish. Chef goes to the pantry, takes the ingredients back to the kitchen, and then chef prepares the dish. Then it gives back to the waiter, and waiter then serves you that dish to the dining area. Okay, so this is about the client and server model. So may I may I know that this workflow is visible? Sorry, this workflow. Do you got this workflow? आप सभी को समझ में आया ये वर्कफ्लो कि क्या करते हैं हम फुल स्टैक एप्लीकेशंस में जनरली, व्हाट वी डू जनरली इन फुल स्टैक एप्लीकेशंस? ओके, राइट. So now let's talk about what we are going to do today. Okay, so we are not going to focus on the client or front end. Okay, so this is not our agenda for today. We are going to talk about the waiters, we are going to talk about the servers, and we are going to talk about the databases, right? So for testing our server, we will just use some tools that will act as a front end for my application. Okay. So tools like we have Postman, then we have inbuilt tools in VS Code like Thunder client. We can also use the browsers as a client to test my servers, right? So we are not going to implement any client. We are going to implement a server, APIs, and databases. Now, what all languages we are going to use to implement all this? For APIs and server, we are going to use Node.js and Express.js. Okay. So Node.js is a JavaScript runtime, okay, that will help you write JavaScript code inside your system. And Express is a framework from which you will create servers and APIs. Okay. So in Node runtime environment, we will use Express framework to implement this server and API. Okay. सो हम नोड रन टाइम का यूज करेंगे। जावास्क्रिप्ट का एक रन टाइम होता है नोड, जिससे आप जावास्क्रिप्ट का कोड चला सकते हो अपने सिस्टम के अंदर भी। ओके, फिर नोड रन टाइम के अंदर हम एक्सप्रेस फ्रेमवर्क का यूज करेंगे और एक्सप्रेस फ्रेमवर्क का यूज करके हम सर्वर और एपीआईज बनाएंगे। और डेटाबेस के लिए मैं एक क्लाउड प्लेटफॉर्म का यूज करूंगा। सो अवर डेटाबेस विल बी ऑन MongoDB। ओके, so we will use some cloud platform and we will use MongoDB as our database, right? So these three things we will focus: Node.js, Express, and MongoDB. Right. So do you guys have any prior knowledge about Node, JavaScript, Express, or MongoDB? Just write yes or no in the chat box. No, yes. Okay. Okay, I guess basic idea everyone have, and those who have don't have any idea, those guys can also understand that thing. Okay, so it is not a rocket science. It is very simple and easy. Okay, just remember this diagram in your mind. Okay, we are just going to implement the same workflow that we have discussed here. Okay, so just keep this diagram in your mind, and whatever I am writing, you can just follow it. And after the session, I'm also going to give you the code of whatever we have did. Okay, right. So now let's come to how we are going to set up our development environment. Okay, हम अपना डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट कैसे बना सकते हैं ये एप्लीकेशन बनाने के लिए। ओके, नोड से, एक्सप्रेस से, MongoDB से। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट सेटिंग अप अवर डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट। ओके, सो फॉर दैट लेट अस क्रिएट अ न्यू फोल्डर। ओके, आप एक न्यू फोल्डर बना लीजिए। इस फोल्डर का हम नाम रख देते हैं, लेट अस नेम दिस फोल्डर एज रेस्ट server or RESTful APIs, or you can name it as anything. Okay, I can also name it as Express server. Okay, so I have named this folder as Express server. मैंने इस फोल्डर का नाम Express server रखा हुआ है। Now open this folder inside any of your code editor you want. Okay, so in this session I am going to use the VS Code, right? So let us search for VS Code. Okay, so VS Code, this is Visual Studio Code. Okay, so you can see VS Code is open. Now I want to open my folder in this VS Code, right? So for that, you can click on File, and Open Folder option is also there, right? And you can do it directly also. So just to drag and drop that folder into the workspace. Okay, so very easy. So you can see Express Server folder is opened in VS Code. Okay, so मैंने जो folder बनाया था Express Server नाम का, वो VS Code में open हो गया है, आप देख सकते हैं। अब हमें क्या करना है, what we have to do now we have to initialize node inside this folder. Okay, so अगर आपको इस फोल्डर के अंदर नोड का कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है, सो आपको सबसे पहले नोड को इनिशियलाइज करना पड़ेगा इस फोल्डर के अंदर, राइट? So to initialize node inside this folder, we can go to terminal and new terminal. So VS Code also gives you a integrated terminal, right? So you can see my terminal is opened in this Express server folder. Now here you have to write one command. ठीक है, आप यहाँ पर एक कमांड दे सकते हैं npm init. Okay. So guys who don't know what is npm, so let us take a moment to look what is npm. So if you search npm, So this is its official website, npm. Okay, so npm stands for node package manager. Okay, सो नोड के अंदर एक पैकेज मैनेजर होता है जिसको npm बोलते हैं. Okay, just like the package manager that we see in Python, also we have pip, right? We have pip. So likewise for JavaScript, we have the package manager npm. So through npm, we are going to use certain packages, okay, for building our application, right? So this is npm website. Here we will search for different packages that we are going to use. Now, first let us initialize the npm here, okay, so that we can install different packages here. ओके, फिर से मैं एक बार समझा देता हूँ हिंदी में. npm इनिशियलाइज इसीलिए कर रहे हैं ताकि आप ये जो पैकेजेस हैं जो npm की रिपोजिटरी पर रहते हैं, वो पैकेजेस हम प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर यूज कर सके. सो दैट इज वाई npm को इनिशियलाइज करना जरूरी है फोल्डर के अंदर. सो हम जैसे ही लिखेंगे npm init और when I press enter, okay, you can see this utility will walk you through creating a package.json file. So you can see we will get a package.json file that will manage all our packages that we are going to install from this npm. Okay, so package.json file जो है वो मैनेज करेगी आपके सारे पैकेजेस जो भी आप इस npm रजिस्ट्री से डाउनलोड करने वाले हो. ओके, then it only covers the most common items. And okay, there is some command I'm also getting to install the packages. Okay, you can see we have npm install command and the package name to install any packages, right? Just like we have pip install, so here we have npm install. Okay, first it is asking me the package name. Okay, so everything in Node are packages. Okay, just like everything in Java are classes. Okay, just like everything in Node are packages and modules. Okay, so we have packages and classes in Java, and in JavaScript we have packages and modules. Okay, so it is asking me the package name, so I will give the default package name only, Express Server. Hit enter. Okay, it is asking you the version. Leave the version as it is, 1.2. It is asking you the description, so let us give the description. Okay, or we can give the description: Express RESTful API server. Okay, so this is my description. You can give the entry point, okay, from where your server is going to start. So I have given index.js. Okay, so it is also asking you the test command. So I'm not going to perform any testing in this session, so I will leave it empty. It is asking you the Git repository also. Okay, so we will cover up this Git and GitHub thing later in this session. Then it is asking you the keywords. So you can give the keywords Node, Express, API. Okay. Then it is asking me the author. We can give the author. So I will give my name. Now, if I hit enter, it is asking you the license. So leave the license to by default ISC. And if I hit enter, then it will cross check, okay, whether you have entered everything is correct or not. So just cross check everything. Okay. So name of our project is Express Server, version, description. Okay, everything is fine. Let us just now hit yes. And you can see that npm newer version is available. Okay, so I will install it later after this session. Now let us use this 10.9 version only. So you can see, as I said, we have got our package.json file. ओके, सो npm को इनिशियलाइज करने के बाद हमें package.json फाइल मिल गई है, राइट? सो इस package.json फाइल में वो सेम डेटा है जो अभी हमने यहाँ पर पुट किया था टर्मिनल पे. ओके, सो package.json फाइल कंटेन्स सेम डेटा दैट वी हैव given here, right, during the initialization process. Okay, so everyone is clear up till here how to initialize a node project in your folder. ये करना इंपॉर्टेंट है, हाँ बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, नहीं तो आप पैकेज ही इंस्टॉल नहीं कर पाओगे, आप एक्सप्रेस ही इंस्टॉल नहीं कर पाओगे नोड के अंदर. ओके ओके, आई गेस दिस प्रोसेस इज क्लियर टू, आई गेस, मोस्ट ऑफ दिस स्टूडेंट्स, राइट? नाउ let us search for packages. Okay, so we are going to use the express package, so I will search express on npm registry. So you can see I'm getting one express package. So let us see what is Express. So you can see fast, unopinionated, minimalist web framework for Node.js. So currently we are using Node.js inside this project, and for this Node.js runtime, we have a web framework for creating web servers. Okay, so let us install this Express package into our project. So you can also see one command is also given, npm I. I is just short for install. Okay, so you can write both the way, npm install or npm I. Okay, so I will use the shortcut. So npm I and Express. Okay, and I can hit enter. So you can see as I hit enter, so npm is going to install Express inside my project. So you can see I'm getting one node modules folder. So inside this, all those packages which are necessary for Express, so that packages have installed. And here you can find that Express package. So let us find Express. So you can see here is Express. Okay, and we have package.json file. So let us see anything changes in package.json file. So in the project dependencies, you can see Express is installed, and you can also see the version of Express. Okay, so now Express is successfully installed inside my project folder, right? Now what we have to do, we have to create an entry point for our server, that is index.js, right? So I will create one new file, and here I will write name it as server.js, or you can name it anything, index.js, okay, whatever you will like. So I'm naming it as index.js, right? Now in this index.js, what we have to do, we have to create a server. Okay. So it is very easy to create a server inside Express. Okay. You just have to write only 4 lines of code. Okay. In 4 lines of code, you can make a server inside JavaScript. 4 लाइन की कोड में सर्वर बन जाता है JavaScript के अंदर. ठीक है. सो इतना कुछ मुश्किल नहीं होना चाहिए समझने के लिए, क्योंकि आप सभी टेक्निकल बैकग्राउंड से हो, सभी बीटेक इंजीनियरिंग एमसीए पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन सब कुछ कर रहे हो. ओके, सो आई गेस दिस विल बी very easily understandable for you. Okay, so we have made a index.js file, right? Now in this index.js file, what I need to first import the package that I have installed, right? Okay, just like in Java we do. Okay, in Java what we do, we import the utilities like scanner, right? So in this project we have installed Express. So first we have to import Express inside this index.js. So how we can import Express? So for that we will make one variable first. Okay, so I will make one variable const. Okay, so const is a keyword that is used in JavaScript to create variables. So const, I have given const. Now after const, let us give the variable name. So Express, my variable name is Express, and is equals to, we will use a require function. So require is a inbuilt function in Node that is used to import the different packages that you have installed. Okay. सो रिक्वायर फंक्शन क्या करता है? रिक्वायर फंक्शन जो भी आपने पैकेजेस इंस्टॉल किए हैं डिपेंडेंसीज में, उनको इंपोर्ट करने में मदद करता है. ओके, so through require we will import our Express package inside this variable. Okay, so this is a variable, and here we are importing our Express package. So it is very simple, just in the single quote you can write Express. Okay, so Express is imported inside my project. Now what I need to do, Express is imported. Now I need to initialize Express, right? Just like we initialize scanner, okay, in the Java. In Java, we write new scanner, right? We initialize a new object there. So here also we have to initialize this Express, okay. So to initialize this Express, I will make another variable const app, okay. So why I am naming this app? Because my whole server application is going to reside inside my app वेरिएबल. ओके, इस ऐप वेरिएबल के अंदर मेरा पूरा सर्वर रहने वाला है. ओके, सो इसके अंदर एक्सप्रेस को इनिशियलाइज कर देते हैं. सो फॉर इनिशियलाइजिंग एक्सप्रेस यू जस्ट हैव टू राइट एक्सप्रेस, ओके, दिस वेरिएबल, and this is a function, so call it. So you can see it is very simple. Okay, I will also add comments for you, so those who guys who are not getting, so you can read this comments. Okay, so importing Express. Okay, so this is a statement for importing Express. and this is the statement for initializing express. Okay, so we have imported express and we have initialized express. Now I can make use of this app variable, right? So for listening a server to some port, we have dot listen function inside the app. Okay, so we will write app and dot. Okay, so as you guys all know, JavaScript is totally object oriented programming language. Okay, so I'm using dot operator because app is an object here, and inside this object I can access different functions and properties, right? So inside this app we have one listen function. Okay, so this listen function will help us to listen to some port for our server, right? सो लिसन फंक्शन क्या करेगा, ये आपको आपके पोर्ट को लिसन करने पर हेल्प करेगा. ओके, यू कैन लिसन टू सम पोर्ट, राइट? सो हियर वी कैन गिव सम पोर्ट नंबर. लेट अस गिव 3000 here. Okay, so on the port 3000 I will get my server. Okay, now in the second parameter you can give some host name. So currently I'm using my local machine, so I'm going to give the name as localhost. This is the second parameter. Then for the third parameter, you can give a function. Okay. So let us give an anonymous function. Okay. So what are anonymous function? Functions that don't have any name. Okay. So this function don't have any name. And why I am making this function? This function is known as the callback function. Okay. So let me just tell you what are callback function. Callback function are the functions that are executed just after the execution of this listen function. Okay. हिंदी में थोड़ा सा बता देता हूं. कॉल बैक फंक्शन क्या होते हैं? ऐसे फंक्शन जो तुरंत कॉल हो जाते हैं आपके जिस फंक्शन के अंदर आपने उनको कॉल किया है. ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने लिसन को कॉल किया है. जैसे ही लिसन फंक्शन सक्सेसफुली इस पोर्ट पर लिसन करने लगेगा, सो ये फंक्शन एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएगा. सो अब हम क्यों चाहते हैं ये फंक्शन एग्जीक्यूट हो जाए? जस्ट टू क्रॉस चेक दैट वेदर अवर सर्वर इज स्टार्टेड और नॉट. ओके, so here I will give one console log server is started at port 3000. Okay, so guys, those who don't know what is console.log is the print statement in JavaScript. Okay, here also I will give one comment. Okay, so listening server to port 3000. Okay, so that's it, guys. As I told you, you only need 4 lines of code. So you can see I have written 4 lines of code and our server is ready. So let us listen to some server. Okay, so for running this application, what you need to do, you can run this application with the help of node command. Okay, okay, just like Java, for running your Java programs, what you write in the command prompt, Java C, right? First you compile the program and then you write the Java command and the file name. So just like in Node, you have to write the Node command and give the file name. So I will give index.js. Okay, and if I hit enter, so you can see I'm getting this console log that server is started at port 3000. Okay, so all right, my server is started. Now let us check our server. Okay, so you can check your server on the browser itself. So here I just have to write localhost. Okay, host name of our server, then give the colon and give the port name, that is 3000, and hit enter. Okay, so after hitting enter, what you are getting, cannot get slash. Okay, so now let us understand this error. What is this error? So cannot get slash means, okay, let us come back to our diagram. Okay, as I told you, just remember this diagram throughout this session. Everything is inside this diagram. Okay, so just now we have created servers. Okay, so through Express and Node, we have successfully created a server. Okay, but we haven't created any API. Okay, so that is why when I'm checking from my client, my server, so that is why it is giving you this error. Okay, cannot get slash because it cannot find any API right now. Okay, because we haven't made any APIs. Okay, so I have just created a server, not API. So that is why my server is listening to this port, but we don't have any API so that client can talk to. Right. So everyone got it. Everyone got the idea. What we are going to do? Sir, use nodemon. Yes, we will use nodemon. Yes, I know about nodemon. What is the ending time of this session? It will be 6. It is 6:30 right now. 7:30 will be the exact ending time of this session. Okay, okay, everyone is getting it right. Okay, so that is why what we need to do, we need to create APIs. Okay, so there are different types of APIs. Okay, if you search for APIs on the internet or types of API, okay, types of API. So you can see there are different types. You can see REST, SOAP, GraphQL, Webhook APIs. Okay. So in this session, we are going to implement RESTful APIs. Okay. So we are not going to see the these types. Okay. We are going to see the REST APIs. Now let us first understand what are REST APIs. So REST APIs, first of all, REST stand for representational state transfer. Okay. So that is why we call it as REST. Okay. Representational state transfer. Right. So what are RESTful APIs? So first of all, REST is a standard. Okay. So REST is not a programming language, framework, tool. It is nothing. Okay. It is just a standard. Okay. So what this standard tells us that your APIs should be in the form of CRUD operations. ओके, एक बार हिंदी में मैं बता देता हूँ। रेस्ट एपीआईज बस एक स्टैंडर्ड होता है कि आपकी जो भी एपीआईज आप बनाने जा रहे हो, आपकी एपीआईज क्रड फॉर्म में होनी चाहिए, ताकि आप सर्वर पर क्रिएट, रीड, अपडेट, डिलीट और डेटाबेस पर भी क्रिएट, रीड, अपडेट, डिलीट ऑपरेशन सक्सेसफुली कर पाओ। ओके, और देखा जाए तो आप एक एप्लीकेशन पर भी मेनली ये चार ऑपरेशन ही करते हैं। आप क्रिएट करते हैं डेटाबेस, कुछ डेटा में डेटाबेस में कुछ डेटा क्रिएट करते हैं। ओके, आप डेटाबेस से डेटा को रीड करते हैं और यूजर को दे देते हैं। आप डेटाबेस में कुछ अपडेट करते हैं, राइट, जो भी यूजर आपको अपडेट करने दे रहा है, और आप डेटाबेस में से डिलीट करते हैं। So that is the only meaning of RESTful APIs, that your API should perform these four operations: create, read, update, and delete. Okay. So now let us see this CRUD once more. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to create. Okay. So for creating anything inside the server, we use post API, post method. Okay. So post is a method. That means function. Okay, so after create, what we need to do, we need to read. So for read, we use the get method. Okay, get function we will use. Okay, for update, we have put API. Okay, so put is a method. And for delete, we have simply delete method. Okay, so these all four APIs I have to make RESTful APIs. Okay, so if I make this four APIs, I can call my server as RESTful server or RESTful APIs. Okay, so let us create them. So here in the program, I will first give the comment. Okay, so let us start with the get API. So get API, that means we will read data. Okay, then we will make post API. So post API means we will create data. Okay, then we have put API. Okay, it will update data. Then we have delete API, and it will delete data. Right. So these all four APIs I have to make, right, to make my server RESTful or to make RESTful APIs. So let us do it. Okay, let us start making some APIs. So as I told you, whole server is stored in this variable. So APIs also we will make through this variable. So I will make app variable. Okay, app dot, and now you can see we will get many methods and properties inside this app. Okay, so I need to get the get method. Okay, so you can see we have app dot get, right, so it is a function. Here also we will make app dot post, right, and here also we will make app dot put, and here also we will make app dot delete. Okay, so now focus here, guys. Only function name will change. the pattern that you are going to write inside this function is going to be the same. Okay, only name changes, the pattern will be the same. Okay, so now let us give some routes to our APIs. Okay, now let me tell you what are routes first. Okay, so you can see I have accessed my server through localhost 3000, right? So for getting the data we can make dot get slash get route, right? Then for posting data we can make slash post route. So like this we have to make different endpoints for our server so that we can call different functions, different APIs, right? So these are called routes, or you can say endpoints of your APIs. So like this, we will create endpoints in every of our API. So in the single quote, you can write, so it will be known as slash get. Okay. We will read data through slash get. Then we will write slash post. Okay. And here we will write slash put. Okay. And here we will write slash delete. Okay. So we have created endpoints successfully. Now the other thing that we need to do is to simply create a callback function. Okay, remember callback function, we have used callback function inside this listen function. Okay, so why we are giving callback function in get API? As soon as someone calls this endpoint, so our function will get executed. Okay, just like whenever someone is listening to this port, our function gets executed and we get this server is started. So likewise, I want something to happen whenever someone calls this get API. So here also we will make one function. It will be an anonymous function. Now inside this function, there will be two things: request, okay, whatever request is coming from the client, and there will be one response, whatever response we are sending to the client. So once again, go back to the diagram, visualize the diagram. Okay, so you can see these are requests which are coming through the APIs. Okay, and we are sending responses. Okay, as I told you, everything is hidden inside this diagram. Okay, so we get the request to our server and we send some response to the client. So the same thing I'm doing here. Okay, so in this API I will get one request and I will give one response. Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm using arrow function here, so this is not an arrow function, this is a simple function. Okay, so I have made one function. So let us see what should happen when someone calls this slash get API. So for now let us send something. Okay, so I will write res. Okay, now what is res? Res is this response parameter. Okay, so in this response I want to send something, so I can make use of the send function, and inside this I can send some string that is hello world. Okay, so you can see we have response.send hello world. And now I need to restart my server. Okay, why I need to restart my server? Because I have changed something in my code and the previous instance of my code is running inside this, right? So I want to change the instance. So let us close our server. So we have control C. Okay, so now I want something, okay, so that my server restart every time I change my code. Okay, मुझे कुछ ऐसा चाहिए कि मेरा सर्वर जो है वो बार बार रीस्टार्ट हो जब भी मैं कुछ भी कोड में चेंज करूं. ओके, कुछ ऐसा टूल हमको चाहिए. सो उसके लिए हमारे पास एक टूल होता है नोड मॉन. ओके, सो नोड मॉन इज अ टूल जो कि आपके चेंजेस को डिटेक्ट करेगा आपके कोड के अंदर और आपके सर्वर को रीस्टार्ट कर देगा जैसे ही वो कोई भी चेंज देखेगा, राइट? सो इसको सबसे पहले आपको इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा. सो आई विल राइट npm I and nodemon. Okay, and you can install this dependency as a development dependency. Okay, so that is why I am giving hyphen hyphen save dev flag. Okay, so why I am putting this in development dependency? Because in the production mode I don't have any work of nodemon, because in the production I will run my server through node only. Okay, because in production we don't restart the server. So that is why I am putting my nodemon inside the development dependencies. So let us hit enter. Okay, so you can see nodemon is now installed as a dev dependency. That means this is only for developers. Okay, so we developers only use this tool. Users are not going to use this nodemon for running the server. So now let us make use of the nodemon. So I will write nodemon and index.js. Okay, so it is telling me that nodemon is not recognized. Okay, so I have to install it globally. So let us write npm I hyphen g. That is means globally I want to install nodemon on my system. So npm I hyphen g nodemon. So now let us see if we are going to get the nodemon. Let us run once again nodemon index.js. So now you can see, okay, that our server is started and we are getting some error. Okay, so what is that error? Because we haven't implemented these things. Okay, so I will comment out these things for a bit. Okay, let us just focus on get api only, right? So now you can see I have changed my code. So let us see if nodemon have restarted our server or not. So you can see restarting due to changes. So nodemon detected some changes inside your code and it restarted the server. So now let us check if we get anything on the slash get endpoint. So slash get and hit enter. So you can see we are successfully getting the hello world. So through slash get endpoint, we are going to get the data from our server, right? Everyone getting it up till here? Is there any free platform for hosting these APIs? Yes, if I finish earlier, I will definitely going to deploy this server and you can see how we are going to deploy these APIs. Sir, please use arrow functions. Yes, we can use arrow functions. We can also use normal functions also. I'm using this normal function because many of you don't have basic knowledge of JavaScript. So that is why I am using traditional functions so that everyone can relate. Okay, this is a function. So that is why I have used this normal functions, right? Okay, I can see every most of you is getting it. What is nodemon and save dependencies? Okay, nodemon is a tool and save dependencies. Why I have did this save dev to save the nodemon into development dependency. It is for developers, not for users. Okay, what is the difference between put and patch? Patch is used in the older versions of http, if you know about http. Okay, put is the newer version of updating anything inside http protocol. Okay, so this is the difference between put and patch. How do you verify a certificate? Okay, don't ask the same question again and again. I told you, you can get your certificate after the quiz. Why are you using nodemon? अब आप एक काम करना, अब आप रिकॉर्डिंग देखना सीधा, ठीक है? मैं 2 बार बता चुका हूँ, 2 बार में भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो फिर इससे अच्छा रिकॉर्डिंग देखना आप, ठीक है? 10 बार देख सकते हो रिकॉर्डिंग, तो 10 बार समझना क्या होता है नोडमोन। इंग्लिश में भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, हिंदी में भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तीसरी लैंग्वेज मुझे नहीं आती है भाई, ठीक है? What is the difference between get and fetch? Okay, this is a good question. Get method is a http method, okay, that we use in the apis, and fetch method is the javascript inbuilt method to call the apis. Okay, so this is the difference between get and fetch. Let me tell you, can we use typescript instead of js? मुझे पता है नितिन, टाइपस्क्रिप्ट भी होता है, मैं पागल नहीं हूं यहाँ पे, ठीक है? मुझे ही पता है टाइपस्क्रिप्ट ऑप्शन होता है, बहुत से लोगों को नहीं आता है टाइपस्क्रिप्ट यहाँ पे, तो इसलिए जावास्क्रिप्ट का यूज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? तो अब हम क्या करते हैं, गेट एपीआई मैंने बना ली है। ओके, आई हैव क्रिएटेड माय गेट एपीआई and you can see I'm getting some hello world, right? Now what I need to do, I need to create some database. Okay, so how we can create a database? As I told you, we are going to use MongoDB for our database. So let us create some database. So for using MongoDB, we have to use a cloud platform. You can use MongoDB on your local system also, but if you deploy your application on some server or on some cloud platform, then your database is not going to work because it is in our local host. So that is why we need a cloud platform for the database, so that our data will be available 24 by 7. Okay. So for that, we are going to use MongoDB Atlas. ठीक है? So you can see the official website of MongoDB Atlas. So Atlas, we can go to this website. So this is a cloud platform where you can deploy your MongoDB databases, right? So let us sign in here. So I already have an account. So you don't have account, you can simply sign up with Google. Okay. So I will sign in with Google here. Okay. So here you can see I previously made one cluster. Okay. So now let me tell you what is cluster. Cluster is just a shared part of some cloud. Okay. So in the free tier, you will get a shared cloud. Okay. Okay. You will not get a dedicated cloud. Right. So that we call it as clusters. Okay. So you can see my cluster is not used for very much long time. So I can resume my cluster. Okay, so whenever you will create an account, it will ask you for creating a cluster. So you can give some name to your cluster. Okay, I have give just like node cluster, and you can select the free subscription model. Okay, so in the free subscription model, you will get 512 MB of data storage inside the cloud. Right. So you can see I am going to resume my cluster, and it will take few minutes to resume. Till then, let us write some database code inside our server. Okay, so for accessing MongoDB inside my server, I need different package. Okay, I need one more package. So Express is used for creating servers. So now here I will use Mongoose. Okay, so what is Mongoose? You can see, so Mongoose is a MongoDB object modeling tool designed to work in asynchronous environment. Okay, Mongoose supports Node.js and Dino. Okay, so you can see Mongoose is a object modeling for MongoDB that we can use in Node.js, right? So here I want to install Mongoose. So let us close our server, and here we can write npm install and Mongoose. Okay, just like we installed Express. So the same way. So you can see Mongoose is installed inside our server. Right. Now what we need to do? Simple, import Mongoose. So I will give the comment importing Mongoose. Okay, so I will write const Mongoose is equals to require. Okay, same pattern, same code, just change the package name Mongoose. Okay, so we will import the Mongoose. Now what we need to do? We need to connect to this cloud platform. Okay, to this cluster, right? So for that we need to write some code. Okay, so for that let us create one function. So here I will create one function. Okay, so the function name will be connectdb. Okay, so I have made one function connect database. So give the round brackets and curly braces. Okay, here I can write everything that helps me to connect to my database. So here we can make one variable const connection. Okay, and inside this variable, let us save that mongoose dot connect method. Okay, so inside the Mongoose that we have imported here, we have the connect method, and inside this connect method, what we need to do, we need to give our MongoDB API that we are going to get from the cloud platform. Okay, so let us see. Okay, my cluster is still being created. Okay, I will complete with my code till then. Okay, I guess my system stuck little bit. Okay, so inside this const connection, we have mongoose dot connect method, right? Now we need to make our function asynchronous. Okay, first of all, now let me tell you what is asynchronous. Okay, everything that take time is asynchronous. Okay, so we are going to give some API here inside this connect function, right? So that API is going to take some time. Okay, it will go to that cloud, then it will fetch your API, then it will connect to the database. So it will take some time. So that is why I'm making this function as asynchronous. Okay, So the things that takes time, we make them asynchronous, and operations that takes times, we put the await keyword in front of them. Okay, so we will wait until our mongoose is connected to some API. So let us see where is our whether our cluster is ready or not. Okay, it is still being provisioning. Yes, now it is started. So in this dashboard you will see this connect button. Okay, so let us click on connect button. So you will get this modal, and here what we need MongoDB for VS Code. You can see the third option here. Okay, so here I can see. Okay, you can see I am getting this API. Okay, so let us copy this API and let us put it in our connect method. So in the strings I will put my API. Okay, at the last of our API, okay, give your database name. So we are making RESTful server. So I am giving my database name as RESTful. Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to give the password also for the database. Okay, so I forgot the password of my database. So let us quickly regenerate a new password. Okay, so edit password, auto generate a secure password, copy that password and update user, and here we can paste that password. Okay, so now what we need to do, okay, we need to check, okay, whether our connection is successful or not. So what we need a console log. Okay, so if our connection is successful, we will console log that mongo db connected. Okay, now let us run our server. Let us see if our mongodb is connecting or not. So nodemon index.js. Okay, so you can see server is started, port 3000. Okay, nice. Okay, now you can see MongoDB is taking some time, okay, to connect. Okay, okay, MongoDB will not connect. Okay, I made a very silly mistake. I haven't called this function. Okay, so we have to call this function. So connect DB. Okay, or I can make it a IIFE, immediately invoked function. Okay, if you remember some JavaScript. So, okay, okay, sorry. Yes. Okay, so now this function will get automatically executed. So server is started and MongoDB is also connected. Okay, so very nice, right? So we have successfully implemented our server and the database, and we have also made the connection inside our server and database. Now what we have to do, now just we have to perform the CRUD operation through this APIs on this database. Okay, so simple. So let us start making one model first. So let us suppose we are making e-commerce website. Okay, so for e-commerce website we need a product database, right? So here I can make one model. So first of all you need to make one schema. So if you have worked with SQL databases, there you can see the schema of databases. That means the blueprint of your databases. What will be the data type of your database constraints? Then uh, what will be the format of your schema? So everything we will define in that schema. So let us make one schema variable. So const product schema. Okay. So I am making one variable product schema is equals to, here we can write new mongoose dot, you can see we have schema class. Okay. So this, in this schema class, what we need to do, we need to define our object. Okay. So here we can define what will be the blueprint of our products. So every product will have a name, okay, name of a product, and what will be the data type? It will be string. Okay, then let us say every product have a price. Okay, and it will be a number. Okay, price will be a number, and then every product is going to have one category. Okay, so it will be a string. So I have made a very basic schema. Okay. So inside my schema, I have three constraints, that is name of my product, price of my product, and category of my product. And I have also given the data type, just like in SQL, we give varchar, right? Integer. So just like we give the data type here, string, number, and string. Okay. Now, as we saw that Mongoose is a object modeling tool. Okay. So now I have to create a model out of this schema. Okay. So to create a model, we can make another variable. So const user. Okay. Sorry, not user, const product. Okay. We are going to make product model. So const product is equals to, again write the new, then give the mongoose method, then dot. In this we have model function. Okay, so you can see mongoose dot model. So this is a function. Now inside this mongoose dot model function, what you need to do? First, you need to give the name of your model. So I have given, you can see product. And then second, what you need to do, you need to pass the schema. So here is my schema. You can see product schema. So I can pass the variable as the second parameter. So product schema. Okay. So I have successfully created the model also. Now through this model, I can perform CRUD operations on my databases. So you can see I have created the get API. So let us first start creating some products. So you can see I have post. So give the comma and copy this function. Okay, as I said, the pattern will be same. So you can see we have a function. It will have one request. It will have one response. And here we need to do something with our databases, right? So what we can do here with our database? Okay, we need to create some products, right? So first of all, we need to get the products. Okay, so where we will get the products? From the request object. Okay, so let us use the Thunder client for this now. Okay, so what is Thunder client? Thunder client is a tool. It is an extension which you will get in the VS Code. Okay, so to send fake requests to some servers. Okay, so here we will create a new request. Okay, you can see a new request is generated. Here give the what we call them, URL. Okay, API http colon slash slash localhost colon 3000 and slash post. Okay, don't forget to change the method. Okay, instead of get we will give the post, and where we will write the data. Okay, so you can see one body tab here. Okay, inside the body tab, okay, in the form of JSON object we will send our data. So create a JSON object, create one curly braces. Okay, and inside this curly braces we can give our products data. So every product have a name we give in the schema. So give one name, let us say iPhone. Okay, let us give some price. Okay, so price of the iPhone 80,000. And let us give the category of our product. So what is the category of this product? It is a mobile. Okay, so I have successfully made a JSON object which contains my data. Okay, a name, price, and a category. Now what I need to do, I need to send this data to my server. Okay, here we should get this data inside this function. So I will get the data in the request, right? So let us console log. Okay, request dot body. Okay, so inside the request we have one body object. As you can see here, inside the request we have one body. Okay, so in this body we get the data, so that is why I have written request dot body, right? So to parse data from this body we need one middleware function. Okay, so here we can make use of that middleware function. So app dot use. Okay, so app.use is another method, inbuilt method inside Express. So through use method, what you can do, you can give middlewares. So which middleware we have to use here? Express dot, you can see JSON. Okay, so that we will be able to parse the JSON data from the body, right? Now what we need to do, we can start sending some request, right? So let us see. Okay, you can see server is started, MongoDB is connected. Let us hit the send button. So you can see on the console I am getting name iPhone, price 80,000, and category mobile through this API. Okay, through the post API, right? So now what we need to do, we need to put this data inside our MongoDB, right? Okay, so we need to put this data inside this database. Okay, so let us see where is our database. We have clusters, and inside the clusters we can click on browse collections. Okay, and inside this browse collections we can see our list of databases. Okay, so you can see, okay, you can see RESTful is there, and inside that products is also there. Okay, but inside the products we don't have any data till now, right? So what we can do, we can create that data. So for creating data, what you can do, you can first of all make this function asynchronous. Okay, so why we need to make our API function asynchronous? Because let us see our diagram once again. Okay, so as I told you, everything is hidden inside this diagram. Okay, so let us suppose you go to the dining area of some restaurant, you give some order to the waiter. So will the waiter will take some time to take your order, or he will just instantly gives you the order? Okay, this is your dish, you can eat it. Okay, waiter will go to the kitchen. Okay, then in the kitchen, chef will go to the pantry. He will get the ingredients. He will then prepare the dish. Then he will call the waiter. Then waiter will take your dish to the table. So this whole process is going to take time. Okay, so here also we will send our request to API. API will go to the server. Server will go to the database. Database come back to the server. Server will give the data to API and API to client. So here also some time will be taken by the API. So that is why we are also making this asynchronous, and we will await, okay, await the function that will take time. So that is create function. So we can make use of our product model. So you can see I'm making use of this product model only. Okay. So product, so inside this product model, what we need, we can make use of the create method. Okay. So we have a create method, so product dot create, and inside this create method, what we can pass our data that is coming in the request dot body. Okay, so let us now delete this console log and let us see if our product get created inside the database or not. So I'm waiting for my server and MongoDB. Yes, both are started and connected. Now let us once again go to the Thunder client. Okay, and let us hit this request to send it. So you can see my data is processing, and let us check the database if our data is there or not. So I have to refresh. So where is the refresh option? Where is the refresh option? Okay, I'll refresh the page. Okay, so now you can see in the database, I am getting that data that I put in my client. Okay, so iPhone 80,000 mobile, right? So in this diagram, we successfully implemented. Okay, give some data inside the client. Okay, we pass the data to the API. API takes our data to the server, and server successfully saved the data inside our database. So one workflow we have successfully implemented. Now, what about getting the data from our database? Right. So for that also, we will make the get API as I said. Okay, so we have the get API. But one thing that I have noticed that request is still processing, right? Okay, you can see. So why it is still processing? Because we haven't sent any response from our API. Okay, so every time we have to send some response to the client. So response.send. Okay, let us give that message data created successfully. Okay, so data created successfully, or to be more realistic, product added successfully. Okay, now let us see if we get this message or not. Okay, let us check our product now. Okay, so let us give MacBook now, and here let us give the price as 1 lakh and give the category as laptop. Okay, now if I hit the send button, okay, you can see product added successfully. Okay, very nice. And you can check the database also. Okay, so you can see I am getting the MacBook also now, right? So now I need to get this all data. So for that we can make use of the get API, right? So let us delete this response.send. Okay, now here what we will do, we will make one variable const products. Okay, and in this variable, what we will do, we will await this operation because as I said, all API functions will take time. So make it asynchronous and put the await here. So await and let us give product. Okay, our model, product model. So it is in capital. So product dot find. Okay, so we have a find method inside Mongoose that helps you to find all the records of your databases, right? And then in response.send, we will send all of our products. Okay. So response.send products. Now instead of post, change the method to get and also change your endpoint. Okay, right? Get slash get. Now let us see if we get the data or not. So you can see I'm getting all those products that are saved in my databases. So we have successfully implemented CR, create and read. Okay. Now we need to give put and delete. So can you guys tell me that everything is clear and fine up till here? One session on app development. Okay, we are developing app only. Okay, this is also a web app. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay. I guess majority of you are getting it. Okay, right. Sir, please explain middleware topic POV interview because it is important. Yes, right. Middlewares are important. Okay, so let me give you example to understand middleware. Okay, good question. What are middlewares? So we can see middlewares are just like watchmen's. Okay. So you can see between this API and server, I have created one watchman. Okay. So this watchman is known as the middleware. Okay. So it comes in the middle of a client and a server. So every request and response that comes in and goes out will have to go through this middleware. So APIs will go through this middleware and server will also send responses through this middleware. So that is why we call them as watchmen because every time you enter inside a building, you need to see the watchman, right? So these are watchmen. Middlewares are watchmen. Okay, now we have used the JSON parsing middleware inside the Express. You can see. Okay, so what it will do, whatever request is coming to the server, it will parse all that JSON data here and give the JSON object to us. Okay. And whatever response we are sending, okay, so it will go in the JSON format on the client. So you can see this is my request. Okay, you can see here also I'm getting my data in the JSON object just because of this JSON middleware. Okay, so middleware are just like watchmen. Okay, you can have many watchmen in your server. Okay, एक वॉचमैन भी रख सकते हो, दो भी रख सकते हो, तीन भी रख सकते हो. ओके, अलग अलग पर्पस के लिए अलग अलग वॉचमैन, अलग अलग मिडलवेयर्स रखे जाते हैं. ओके, सो मिडलवेयर का बस एक ही लाइन याद रखो, मिलके जाना. ठीक है. सो मिडलवेयर यही कहता है कि मुझसे मिलके जाना, जब भी कोई रिक्वेस्ट आएगी, रिस्पॉन्स जाएगी, मुझसे मिलकर जाना. ओके, मिलकर ही जाना पड़ेगा आपको मिडलवेयर से, राइट. सो मिडलवेयर समझ में आ गया है आपको? सर बट आई हैव एक्सीडेड माय कनेक्शन लिमिट. ठीक है, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं होता यार मोंगो डीबी में कि ऐसा कनेक्शन लिमिट तो नहीं होता है. सेशन कंप्लीट टाइम टेल मी सर. 7:30. 3 बार बता दिया है मैंने. व्हाट आर गेट एंड पोस्ट मेथड्स ऑफ एपीआई. ठीक है, जब हमने सब कुछ कर लिया है, अब आप पूछ रहे हो गेट और पोस्ट क्या होता है, तो ऐसे टाइम वेस्ट हो गई. मैं 1 घंटे में सब बता देता एक फ्लो में. गेट और पोस्ट हम यूज करते हैं रीड और क्रिएट करने के लिए डाटाबेस के अंदर. ओके, ठीक है. So now what I need to do, I need to implement update and delete. Okay, so there will be a slight different logic in update and delete APIs. Okay, it will be slightly different from these get and post APIs. So let us see what is the difference here. So here you need one ID. Okay, so that is why here I am writing one colon ID. So this is known as the parameter. Okay, just like we have parameters inside functions, so likewise we have parameters inside API endpoints also. So in this I am going to give one colon ID parameter. Now, why I am taking this colon ID parameter? Because we need to know what needs to be updated or what needs to be deleted, right? We need to identify it. So here you can see how we can identify it. MongoDB automatically assigns a ID to every object. So this ID uniquely identifies any product, right? So that is why we need this ID. Okay, that which product needs to be updated and which products needs to be deleted. Okay, so let us implement it. So same pattern. Give one function, and one request will be coming and one response will be going. Okay, here also same pattern. Copy this and paste it in your delete. Okay, so now here how I can take this ID parameter. Okay, so let us see. So here we can write one variable. So const await, okay, no, not await, const product is equals to await. Okay, then we can you make use of our model product. Okay, then we have many functions for updating and deleting. Okay, so for seeing that functions, what you can see, you can go to the documentation of Mongoose. Okay, so the official documentation of Mongoose is on Mongoose website. Okay, why I'm giving you this documentation, so you can explore some more things that you can do on MongoDB, right? So you can see validation is there, middlewares are there different for Mongoose, populate method is okay. Currently we are working on queries. Okay, we have implemented models, we have seen the schemas, so we need to go to the queries. So here you can see we have make use of the find function. Okay, to find all the records. Then we have made use of the create function. Okay, that create will be, you will find create function in this models. Okay, now I need to update it. Okay, so for update you can see many functions are there. Okay, so find by ID and update we have. Okay, find one and update we have. So the most appropriate method will be find by ID and update. Okay, so you can click on this and you can see the definition of this method. So let us make use of this method on our model. So I can write await product dot find by ID and delete. Okay, not delete, update. Okay, so we are make using of this function. Okay, you can see Mongoose functions are simple English only, find by ID and update it. Okay, so it is easy. So you can see I'm getting one error that await is only allowed within asynchronous function. So make this function asynchronous. Okay, now you can see this error will be gone. So now what I need to do, I need to get this ID. Okay, I need to see what needs to be changed. So let us see how we can get the ID. So I will give one console log and let us see request. And inside this request, we have params object. Okay, just like we have body inside the request, we have params inside this request. Okay, so to take the parameters of your APIs. So let us copy one ID. Let us see. I want to change the iPhone, so I will copy the ID of iPhone. Okay, and here change the method, give it put. Okay, change the endpoint, give it put, and give the slash and give your ID. Okay, so same pattern we are following, your slash put slash ID, just we have given here slash put and slash ID. Now in this request.params I will get this ID. Okay, so let us hit send button and see. So you can see I'm getting one object, okay, null prototype, and I'm getting one ID also. Okay, okay, so I am getting one ID, right? So here what we can do, we can pass that id. So copy it, and here you can pass the request.params.id, and let us make this as an object. So what I need to find that underscore id should be equal to request.params.id. Okay, why I'm taking underscore id? Because if you see in the mongoose, okay, so you can see we have underscore id. So this we need to find. So that is why I have written here underscore id should be equal to request.parents.id. So let us first see we are getting the product or not. Okay, so console log clg. Why it is not working? Log. Okay. Okay, console.log, and here let us console log the product. Okay, we are getting this product or not. Okay, so let us send the request once again. MongoDB is connected, send it. So you can see I am getting that iPhone, okay, whose ID I have given, right? So now we need to update it. Okay, so in the second parameter, you can give an object that contains the updated value. So let us suppose I need to update the price, and I need to give the price from 80,000 to 85,000. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to take the updated parameters also. So you can see inside the put we have body, and inside the body I can have that data that needs to be changed. So here let us change the price only. So I will delete this category and I will delete this name. So let us give the price as 85,000. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to call this API, right? So instead of hard coding price here, what I can give, I can here give request.body. So whatever comes in the request.body that user sends us, so we need to update it. Okay. So let us see, restart our server. Server is started, and let us, okay, and we also need to send one response. So response.send, we can give one message that product updated successfully. Okay, so this is our message that whatever product you have given us, we have updated it successfully. So let us see, MongoDB is connected, and let us send it. So you can see product updated successfully. So let us check the database. Now refresh the database. I'm not getting the refresh button, but now I will find the refresh button here. Okay, here it is, refresh. So you can see my price is now changed to 85,000 instead of 80,000. So this is how we can delete, sorry, update. Okay, and let us see how we can delete. So we have one delete method also. Okay, find by id and delete. So copy this method, let us copy it. Okay, so simply go to your index, and same code we need. Okay, so I will copy the whole code and make some changes. So copy, paste it. So I don't want console log, I want response.send. Okay, so let us now change find by id and delete. Okay, just change one word, delete. And inside the delete, we don't need any request.body. Okay, because if we want to delete something, we will just delete it through its id. Okay, so product find by id and delete, and product deleted successfully, not updated. And we have used await, so make your function asynchronous, right? So now you can see everything will work fine. Okay, we will be able to delete also. So suppose I want to delete this iPhone, so I will just change my method and hit the send request. Okay, I have not changed the endpoint, so instead of put, we need to give our delete endpoint. Okay, so let us hit send now. So you can see product deleted successfully. Cross check once again on this database, refresh. and now you will only see the MacBook. Okay, so this is how we can create RESTful APIs with the help of Express Server. Okay, so do you guys got it? This is all what we wanted to do inside this session. Create RESTful APIs, and we have successfully implemented this workflow. Okay, we have created APIs, we have created server, we have created database, and we have integrated all these three things. Okay, sir, answer my question. Where is the question? Sir, can we use different API server instead of REST? REST is not a type of server. REST is a type of API, representational state transfer. You have different types of API. You have SOAP API, you have GraphQL API, you have WebHooks API. Okay, the most common that we use, like in 60 to 70% of applications, that are RESTful APIs only. Respect, sir. I am Sumit Patel. Yes, respect from my side too, Sumit. What is the difference between route and link? Link is something that redirects or navigates you to different resources. Okay, routes are the endpoints inside a server where you can access different datas. Okay, just to make it clear, फिर से एक बार डायग्राम पे आ जाते हैं. आप डाइनिंग एरिया पर हो. डाइनिंग एरिया पर आपके पास क्या होता है? एक मेन्यू कार्ड होता है. ओके, जिसमें अलग अलग डिशेज होती हैं. सो दीज आर जस्ट डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डिशेज दैट वी आर ऑर्डरिंग. So slash delete dish. Okay, here you can see slash delete dish we have on our menu. We have put dish on our menu. We have post dish on our menu, and we have get dish on our menu. Okay, so these are the different dishes that we give the order. Okay, सर सेटअप कैसे करें पूरा, उसके ऊपर एक वीडियो बना दीजिए. ठीक है, इसके ऊपर पहले से भी मेरे यूट्यूब पे हैं वीडियोस, 4-5 वीडियोस हैं बड़े बड़े नोड वगैरह के, मैंने बहुत बनाए हुए हैं उस पर. ठीक है, we want session on mobile Android app development. Okay, we will think about it. Thank you, sir. Nice session. Thank you, Imani. Okay, now what are APIs? Get and post method APIs. APIs are okay. Once more, I will clear to everyone. Everyone is getting confused. What are methods? What are APIs? Okay, शांति से. ठीक है, पेशेंस से समझो. APIs आर एप्लीकेशन प्रोग्रामिंग इंटरफेस जो कनेक्ट करते हैं क्लाइंट को और सर्वर को. और API के अंदर मेथड्स होते हैं, अलग अलग फंक्शंस, जिससे आप CRUD ऑपरेशंस कर सकते हो. क्रिएट के लिए पोस्ट, रीड के लिए गेट, अपडेट के लिए पुट, और डिलीट के लिए डिलीट. ठीक है सर, कैन मेक अ सेशन ऑन फ्रंट एंड इन रिएक्ट, बैक एंड इन नोड, एंड एज मिडलवेयर इन नेक्स्ट. हाँ, ऐसे होते रहते सेशन. रिएक्ट पर भी मैंने लिए. मेरा जो लास्ट सेशन था वो रिएक्ट पर ही था. सुपर एक्सप्लेनेशन सर. थैंक यू मास्टरेला योगेश. ओके, हाउ टू गेट सर्टिफिकेट? क्विज लिंक इज पिन्ड इन द चैट बॉक्स. सो जिसको भी सर्टिफिकेट की खुजली हो रही थी, वो क्विज लिंक पर जाकर वो सर्टिफिकेट पा सकता है. ठीक है, और जिसको नॉलेज की खुजली है तो वो यहाँ पर अपने डाउट्स पूछ सकता है. ठीक है, अब हम स्टार्ट करते हैं हमारा वो 10 मिनट वाला डाउट वाला रैपिड फायर. ठीक है, जल्दी फायर करो अपने डाउट्स. सुपर सेशन. थैंक यू. आई डोंट नो योर नेम. Yes, thank you, sir. Can we search API using put post delete method? Can we search API? Yes, you can search within the database. Okay, using the find and find one methods. Okay. Can we search API using put post? I told you we can search in an API for a particular database. ठीक है, और सर्च करने के लिए you will use the get method, not put, post or delete. Good session, really super session, sir. Right. Okay. Thank you, Hardy Kumar and Om Gaurav. Okay, you guys can also give me your feedback whether you have learned something new inside this session. Okay, how session was, whether it was interactive, it was boring. एक्सियोस के बारे में बता दो सर. एक्सियोस बस एक फंक्शन है, एक पैकेज है एक्सियोस. ठीक है, मैं आपको बता देता हूं. हम वापस चलते हैं हमारे npm पर, नोड पैकेज मैनेजर पर. ठीक है, और यहां पर आप सर्च करोगे अगर एक्सियोस, तो आपने अगर फेच के बारे में सुना होगा. ठीक है, फेच जावास्क्रिप्ट का एक इनबिल्ट मेथड होता है जिससे हम एपीआईज को कॉल कर सकते हैं. सो वैसे ही आपके पास एक एक्सियोस पैकेज होता है एनपीएम का, ठीक है। सो ये भी क्या करता है, ये भी आपको एचटीटीपी रिक्वेस्ट भेजने में मदद करता है, जैसे हम फेच से करते हैं। ओके, सो एक्सियोस में बस क्या हो जाता है, रिस्पॉन्स हैंडलिंग थोड़ी इजी और स्मूथ हो जाती है एज कंपेयर टू फेच। बस यही डिफरेंस है। Sir, I am missing some part of class. Is this available on YouTube? Yes, Khushi, it will be available on YouTube. Full recording. Excellent session. Thank you, Shaila. Thank you for session, sir. Yes, Chandrakala. Thank you so much. What is event emitters? Event, you have used events in JavaScript also. Okay. So if you are working on vanilla JavaScript, the JavaScript that is worked on the browsers. So there we have some events. Okay. And events are generally emitted by the users. So users can emit different events. Like user can click, so it is an event, click event. User can hover, user can double click, user can press a key of the keyboard. So these are different, what we can say, events in vanilla JavaScript, right? So in Node also we can make our custom events. Okay, what are custom events? Custom events are just like what you see on YouTube, subscribe. So what is subscribe? Subscribe is a custom event that is created by YouTube so that we can subscribe to different content creators, right? So there we use the concept called event emitters. Okay, inside the event emitters we use one pattern that is called observer design pattern. Okay, so in event emitters, what we generally do, whenever a user will subscribe to some content creator, so one event will be emitted and it will go to that content creator that someone has subscribed to you. Okay, it is not a topic that we can discuss in 10 or 15 minutes. Event emitter is a very vast topic. Okay, so whatever I can tell you in 1 or 2 minutes, I just told you. Sir, do you have any opportunity for Android app developer? Yes, we also provide opportunities for different placement drives, internships. Okay, for so guys, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. So if you search my name on Google, on the top you can see my LinkedIn profile, and here I will copy my profile and I will just give it to you. So you guys can stay in touch with me on LinkedIn. Sir, full stack role in trend or available even after a AIML. फुल स्टैक सदाबहार है, एवरग्रीन, ठीक है। कोई एप्लीकेशन कभी बनाना बंद नहीं करेगा। हर चीज के लिए एक एप्लीकेशन चाहिए अगर आपको डिजिटली कनेक्ट रहना है तो। चाहे वो एक बिजनेस हो, चाहे वो कंसल्टेंसी फर्म हो, चाहे वो एक आइसक्रीम बेचने वाला हो, चाहे वो एक बेकरी वाला हो, सबको एक एप्लीकेशन चाहिए। Okay, sir, quick intro of Cloudinary. Okay, Samir B wants a quick introduction of Cloudinary. So let me tell you what is Cloudinary. Cloudinary is just like a cloud database, just like we have seen this MongoDB. Okay, so just like MongoDB Atlas, we have one Cloudinary, okay, database, and Cloudinary helps us to save files. That means PDF, videos, audios that are related to our application. So for that we use Cloudinary. Okay, thank you, Lalita. Thank you for attending my session. थैंक्स अ लॉट सर। सर अडल्ट साइट कैसे हैक करते हैं? ठीक है, पहले पहले एप्लीकेशन तो बनाना सीख लो, पहले ये तो सीख लो कि वेब एप्लीकेशन काम कैसे करते हैं, फिर हैकिंग सीखना। ठीक है, हैकिंग तब सीखी जाती है जब सब कुछ आता है, एप्लीकेशन बनाना भी आता है, डिप्लॉय करना भी आता है। ठीक है, ये तो वही बात हो गई कि ठीक है, अब मैं कुछ ज्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता, तो ठीक है, पहले फाउंडेशन सीखो जरा। इंटरनेट क्या है, इंटरनेट कैसे काम करता है, इंटरनेट पे एप्लीकेशंस कैसे काम करते हैं, वेबसाइट्स कैसे काम करती हैं, वेबसाइट्स कैसे बनती हैं, वेबसाइट्स कैसे सर्वर से कनेक्ट होती हैं। What is the difference between schema and model? Okay, schema is the blueprint what we are going to create inside the database, and model is just an instance of that schema so that we can manipulate on that database. So through models we perform operations on the database. Yes, I thought you got it, Shella and Free Mind. Yes, okay, guys. So I guess the it is time to call it a day. So thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for attending this session, and thanks for being my audience. And it is a pleasure to share my knowledge with you all, guys. So love you all, and happy coding. Okay. So bye bye, guys. Good night.